Act 1, Scene 7 in 5 minutes. Act 1, Scene 7 is an absolutely vital scene. This is the scene in which Lady Macbeth persuades him finally to actually commit the act and kill Duncan. It starts with Macbeth with his own soliloquy. We have had asides from him earlier, but this is the first full soliloquy that he has. He enters on his own from the banqueting chamber, so clearly they've been eating, and delivers a soliloquy that deals with what's going on in his mind, the way that he is balancing up what is the reasons for and the reasons against. And there aren't many for. So, first of all, he comes into this idea, if it were done when 'tis done, and well it were done quickly, if the assassination could drown out the consequence and catch with his Cersei's success, that it could be the be-all and the end-all, then we'd jump the life to come. Essentially, he wants to avoid consequences. That's his first point here. But consequences, very importantly, on this planet, on this earth, not the life to come. Very important to notice there. He's not worried about the afterlife. But what he says is, we still get judged here, and those who teach bloody instructions, they will be turned to plague the inventor. Okay? Essentially, if he becomes king by violence, that will happen to him. There we are. Then he carries on. He's here in double trust, he says. Kinsman, I am his kinsman, I am his subject. I'm his kinsman, I'm his relative, I'm his subject, he's my king. Strong both against the deed. And then I'm also his host, who should actually be protecting him, not bearing a knife myself. So that key word of trust is important here. That's one of the reasons he sees for not doing this. He does seem to value trust. He then brings in the idea that Duncan has been a good king. He's brought his faculties so meekly, what he's done, and he's been so clear in his great office, and talks about his virtues. The idea that Macbeth is a good king. Now, whether that's that therefore he doesn't deserve to die, or whether it's that actually that's going to stand in the way of people accepting him as king, you can take yourself. But towards the end, what he makes clear is that, as he says, I have no spur to prick the sides of my intent, just vaulting ambition, which overleaps itself and falls on the other. A very complex image. Not only is ambition his one motive for doing this, he understands that it is leaping over something and it's going too far. So far it'll probably fall down on the other side. So he understands he is overstretching in what he's doing. Now, Lady Macbeth then comes out and we get this succession of questions back and forth in which Macbeth tells her very definitively that they will proceed no further in this business. Although the example he gives her, he's honoured me of late, and I brought golden opinions from all sort of people, is not any of the arguments we've just had from him in his soliloquy. And that's his mind. So he appears to be lying to her. Either he thinks his reasons before aren't good enough, or that she won't accept them. So she has now only one chance to change things. So she goes into her persuasion. What do we get first of all? Right, we get hope. Have you lost the hope that you had? She talks about him being scared. But notice it's about being scared himself, okay? About feeling bad about being scared. Are you scared to be the same in your act, in your valour, as you are in your desire? She's interested in the idea, can your acts match what you want to happen, your desires? When she talks about him being a coward, she talks about him being a coward in his own esteem. So she accuses him of being a coward, but not really accuses him. She says, don't you think you'll think you're a coward? As you can see, she's being quite careful in the way she's doing this. There's no point attacking him. She's trying to persuade him. And she brings out the word dare, and that's when he reacts badly. Pretty please, basically, shut up. I dare do all that may become a man. Who dares do more is none. Notice already his obsession with masculinity, with what makes a man. That gives Lady Macbeth the opportunity to come straight back at him. Her response is no. When you durst dare, when you dare do it, then you'll be a man. So she uses that against him. However, it doesn't seem that this is actually working. He doesn't respond. What she needs to do is go into this very important, significant moment here about giving suck and knowing how tender it is to love the babe that milks her, revealing that she has had a child in the past. It seems to have gone now, but she does use words that we've not got any record of elsewhere with her. The tenderness that she shows through using the word tender and love about herself suggests there is another side to her. Yet that's immediately juxtaposed with an act of horrific evil. Now remember, she's not saying I did this or I would do this or I want to do this. What she's talking about is the value of a promise. And that's what she's going to. If I had promised, I would go as far as murdering my own baby. And notice, not just murdering my own baby, once again we're back to breastfeeding. I would take it while it's breastfeeding, while it's as close to me as it could be, and smash its brains out. And this works. If we should fail, she's got him. So she goes through the rest of the plan with him. He wants her to only have men children because she sounds too rough to be a female to him in this idea. And he agrees and finishes with another line of the face and heart. He says, we need to go away and our faces, our false faces need to hide what our false hearts know.